Let me share something with you about confidence. True confidence is silent. It does not need to introduce itself. It does not need to prove anything. It does not search for attention or require people watching. What this man had was not confidence at all. It was arrogance disguised as confidence. And for years, nobody noticed the difference, not even him, until the day I chose to make him understand exactly what separated the two. Welcome back to Sweet Family Revenge, where every hidden truth comes with a cost, every betrayal creates a reaction, and justice always finds its way back where it belongs. So grab something to eat, settle in, and tell us your thoughts in the comments below. If this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe because in this family, you never know what will happen next. My name is Frank Donovan, and I want to begin this story exactly where it truly belongs. Not with the plan I created, not with the evidence I uncovered, and not with the moment when everything collapsed around a man who believed he was smarter than an entire family. I want to begin with my daughter because this entire story only matters if you understand who Lauren Donovan really is. Lauren is 31 years old. She has her mother, Carol's eyes, her grandmother's determination, and a laugh so powerful that when she enters a room, it pushes away every uncomfortable feeling around her. She spends her weekends helping others. She remembers the birthdays of people who barely remember their own. She has even cried while watching advertisements for products she has never bought and will probably never use. She is, without any doubt and without anyone coming close, the best person I have ever had the honor of knowing. She is also something I say as a father who has watched her grow from a little girl into the woman she is today. She is the kind of person who is kind, trusting, and completely open with her heart. And unfortunately, there is a certain type of man who looks at someone like that and does not see kindness. He sees a chance to take advantage. His name was Griffin Mercer. From the very first time I shook Griffin's hand, I noticed things: a strong handshake, a perfectly practiced smile, eyes that were constantly studying the room, measuring everything around him, even while his lips were speaking to me. I knew the kind of person Griffin Mercer was. The problem was that Lauren did not see it, and Carol believed I was simply being too cautious. So I did what fathers like me have done for generations. I waited. I observed. I stayed quiet while paying attention to every detail. I kept my mouth closed, but I never stopped watching. I did not have to wait very long. The engagement celebration took place at our home in Lake Forest on a Saturday evening near the end of September. Carol had spent 6 weeks organizing every small detail. Ivory roses covered the property, the same flowers Lauren had loved since she was 7 years old. A string quartet played softly across the lawn. The catering staff moved around the garden like perfectly dressed shadows, filling glasses and carrying trays with the smooth confidence of people who knew that the most important parts of events often happened between the planned moments. Lauren looked absolutely beautiful. She wore a cream-colored dress, her hair styled up, laughing with her cousins beside the fountain. Then she looked across the garden and saw me. She gave me the same smile she had given me since she was 4 years old. The smile that said, "Everything is perfect, Dad." I lifted my glass toward her, and I was happy, truly happy. No matter what concerns I had about Griffin Mercer, my daughter was standing there glowing with happiness. And a father does not want to take away his daughter's happiness when he sees it shining so brightly. I had walked away from the main celebration area to check on the caterers near the side terrace. The garden had been arranged with tall displays of ivory roses placed beside the stone pillars surrounding the terrace. It was Carol's design. Beautiful, careful, and thoughtful. She had created a space that felt both elegant and welcoming at the same time. I stood behind one of those pillars, partly hidden from view, looking down at a message from our event coordinator when I heard voices nearby. 2 men were standing around the corner. They were speaking quietly, but not quietly enough. It was the kind of lowered conversation people have when they think nobody else is listening. I recognized the first voice immediately. Griffin. "I'm just saying, man, 40 million, 40. Her father owns a helicopter." That was not Griffin's voice. Someone else was there. A voice that sounded louder and more careless. The voice of someone who had already enjoyed too many glasses of expensive champagne. "He owns 2, Griffin replied. "And keep your voice down. I'm proud of you, man. When you first pointed her out at that gala, I thought you were dreaming too big. But look at you now, engaged, living the perfect life." I froze completely. Pointed her out? The words stayed in my mind. "Between you and me," Griffin said, lowering his voice into the tone of someone who believed there was nobody around to hear him, "I do like Lauren. She's a sweet girl. I would simply build the room around you and wait for you to walk to the center of it yourself." She paused at the doorway. "You did it faster than I expected, by the way." Then she turned her head slightly, just enough for her words to carry their full meaning. "Get out of my house." I walked Griffin to the front door myself, not because I wanted to show him respect and not because I was trying to be polite. I did it because I wanted to be the last person he saw before he left. I wanted him to walk past me through that doorway the same way he had walked in months earlier. The difference was that this time there would be no confidence in his steps, no feeling of control, no belief that he had everything planned out. This time, I wanted him to feel the full weight of every choice he had made. Every lie he had told, every person he had underestimated, every moment when he believed he was smarter than everyone else in the room. I wanted him to understand that the path leading him to that front step had been built by his own actions, one decision at a time. He stopped on the front step and turned around once. He looked back at me. I still do not know what he was searching for in that final moment. Maybe he was hoping to find anger in my face. Maybe he was hoping to find forgiveness. Maybe he was searching for some small opening where he could still convince himself that he had won something from all of this. Maybe he wanted to believe there was another ending, some version of the story where he walked away with his pride untouched, where he could tell himself he was still the person in control. But I looked at him the same way I would look at a foundation that had been built incorrectly from the beginning, not with anger, not with satisfaction, not with a desire to punish him further, just with the simple understanding that it was finished. There was nothing left to say. The door closed behind him. The gate at the end of the driveway opened slowly and deliberately. It moved in the same quiet way it had moved the first time Griffin arrived at my home. Back then, that gate had probably made him feel important. It had opened for him like an entrance to a place where he believed he belonged, like the world itself was welcoming him in. But as he walked out, I imagine it felt different. The same gate, the same driveway, the same house. Only now he was leaving without the confidence he arrived with. On the way in, the gate had made him feel powerful. On the way out, I imagine it reminded him of what he truly was, small. About 2 weeks after everything collapsed, I heard about Griffin's friend, the loud one from the party. The one who never knew when to stop talking. The one who thought he was being funny when he was actually revealing everything Griffin had worked so hard to hide. Apparently, Griffin called him the morning after everything happened. Apparently, there had been a conversation between them that ended badly. The friend said something, Griffin responded, and by the end of it, the friend hung up and never answered another call from him. I heard about it through someone we both knew. And I want to be honest. I did not feel much of anything when I heard. No happiness, no satisfaction, no desire to celebrate it. That friend had already given me exactly what I needed the moment he opened his mouth at that party. His carelessness had exposed the truth before Griffin realized there was any danger. His inability to control his words had done more to protect my daughter than anything I could have planned myself. In an unusual way, I owed him something. Not gratitude exactly, not appreciation, just recognition. Because sometimes people help create justice without ever realizing they are doing it. Sometimes the person who causes the damage also becomes the person who accidentally reveals the truth. He was one of those people. 3 weeks later, I heard through another mutual contact that Lauren was doing well, really doing well. She and Carol had gone to Italy together, just the two of them. No pressure, no expectations, no one trying to use the trip as a way to gain something from her. Just two people enjoying life again. Lauren called me from a vineyard outside Florence at 11 o'clock in the morning, her time. I was sitting in the garden, our garden, the same garden with the fountain and the stone pillars, the same place where the ivory roses had once stood, the same place where so much had changed without anyone else realizing it. I had a glass of something Carol had left on the table beside my chair. The evening air was calm, the sunlight was soft and golden, everything around me was peaceful. The garden was quiet, and then I heard Lauren's voice.